mix-up, and somebody's got to go, surely, and he has, and it's Gooch. Well, Yorkshire contrived to make that quite hard work, but what an awful mix-up. The calling was, it must have contained everything that there was, and Gooch goes 28 for 1, and we're only in the 5th.
Well, I've been involved in a few run-outs in my time, but this was diabolical. And this was a real mistake, if ever there was one. Comes off the inside edge, it's misfielded, then it's picked up, throws it in. Look at that. Oh, and Yorkshire nearly make a mess of it.
It's difficult to say who wasn't to blame there. Everybody seemed to be, including some of the fielding side. But Gooch, in the end, I think his partner was quite willing to sacrifice, because if we have a look, we'll see that with Gooch stranded, then Robinson started to go to cross him. They both come at the same end. Now, Robinson there looks to me as though he's prepared to sacrifice, but Gooch panics. You have to say that. Instead of not quite pulling up the gangplank, but ensuring he was safe, he's tried to get back, and even with the chapter of accidents at the bowling wicket end, he wasn't to do it. It's so much hesitation, and in the end, Gooch is the one who's gone, and he shouldn't really have gone.
Well, they're going to ask, and he is out. The batsman, Nasser Hussain, doesn't quite know what has happened, but we can tell him that he's just touched his stump, not necessarily in playing the stroke, but and he's been pushing off for the run, and he's trod on wicket. So he's hit wicket bowled Robinson for 48. He's not happy, and I can understand that. Apart from being run out, that's one of the most unfortunate methods of dismissal. He's also faced 87 balls.
Yes, he's very quick on his feet, is Nasser Hussain. Getting back there, plays it nicely. Just right foot, I think, in setting off. Didn't get too good a view here. There it is. Just catching it there. It just seemed to slip. You see him stumble. It is annoying and irritating, especially when he's played so well. He's trying to jog the England selectors' minds that he's a young man in form. Still only 27. Could play test match cricket. Watch this right foot slip. It's okay there, but then as he pushes off, it just slips back. It's an annoying way to get out this. Feet slip. I should think he's probably wearing crepes on this sort of weather. That dismissal brings Mark Waugh to the crease. With ease, lots of time. If he happened to get himself 18 or 20 runs, he could dictate to all the bowling on this sort of surface. Got a very large, talented array of shots, as Mark Waugh. Makes it look very easy when he's in. If he starts to play too soon all those shots before he's had a chance to get used to the pitch, might get himself out.
And that's it. That's precisely what has happened, and Yorkshire have come from everywhere around the ground to rush across to the bowler and the catcher.
Well, the Yorkshire players know how important that wicket is. Richie's right, they've all run up. Only Peter Hartley, the old stager, taking his time from third man, but the rest of the players are all round. The fielder who caught it, Simon Kellett, that have dropped that have probably strung him up tonight. Okay, what you see, he's just trying to turn it. Hardly got a chance to get used to the pace of the pitch, the slowness of it. And it's a simpler catch, real cuckoo as you could ever wish to have. That's just trying to score too quickly, not giving himself time to get used to the pitch and the bowling. The pressure of that big 307 total that Yorkshire made.
So a lot swinging on this partnership, which is now no more. Hartley does it. Value of bowling full and straight. And now real problems for Essex. 145 for 4.
Darren Robinson, the man, is gone. Bowled by Peter Hartley for 55. It was a very good Yorker. Robinson well set. Almost too well set. 55 off 94 balls. It was a pretty dogged innings. And Essex really needed him to carry on, try and get as far down through the innings as possible. They're 145 now for 4. Perfect Yorker length. Tried to dig it out, couldn't. And that's very well bowled by Peter Hartley. Got the feeling now that Essex's resolve is going to be severely tested. They've got their captain at the crease, Paul Pritchard. He's only got 11 so far. They've got the man that Jack Bannister was just talking about, Ronnie O'Rani, on his way out to bat, who's been in some decent recent form.
You're avoiding the issue now. Are you Hampshire through and through, as they say? What is the Tebbit test?
The Tebbit test, or the Lewis test, is living in Hampshire. The side I most recently played for, I would just have gone for them.
In the air court. Irani is gone, and the next wicket falls, and that's a little prize for Craig White, who hurries onto the bat, prompts the drive off the back foot, but there's a little bit of pace on that ball, and Grayson's the catcher. White, the bowler. 12 runs scored, 166 for 5.
Yes, he likes playing through the offside, Ronnie Irani. Doesn't get on top of this, though. It's a full swing of the bat, sliced off the outside half of the bat, and straight to the man. Pretty simple chance, nice catchable height. And Craig White, as Tony Lewis says, just that little extra nip, that deceptive action of his. Ronnie Irani gone for 12. With 166 for 5. It's turning into something of a procession of Essex batsmen. Nicely taken. Chest height. Didn't have to move an inch. Just had to steady himself, get the hands in the right position, make sure nothing went wrong.
Well, it's becoming a struggle now for Essex. Suffered the body blow at the top of having Graham Gooch run out. And he played some sparkling shots. He was run out for 17, but it's been a bit of a struggle since then. So after 40 overs, Yorkshire were 137 for 2, and Essex are 167 for 5. And the bowler now to take over is Darren Gough. Caught him, he's gone. Truly no more than a loosener. But it must be said of Jonathan Lewis that he hardly had his eye in. And the wicket falls. No trouble at all. It's all one-way traffic at the moment. Caught Blakey, bowled Gough for 1. 167 for 6.
Actually, this did well to carry. As you say, a slight loosener. Good catch from Richard Blakey, just getting both gloves onto it. Made absolutely sure it was safe. And Jonathan Lewis never set, never in. More of a dab than anything else, so he's well on his way. More used to coming in higher up the order. A situation here, one-day cricket with a big target. A lot of wickets have fallen. He had to try and get bat on ball as often as possible. This was nothing more than just an effort to try and steer it away behind square, the edge. Very good catch. Lovely catch from Richard Blakey.
Big appeal, and that's out. Well, Robert Rollins badly needed the boundary. He'd been dreaming of that, but it just was not short enough. And so he goes LBW to white for 21, and the 7th wicket is down for 202.
Yes, I just think he was looking for something that wasn't really there, just a little bit short. Short enough to inspire the pull. He's over the top of the ball and beaten just for a little bit of pace. Didn't bounce that high either, so Robert Rollins' ambitions thwarted.
Well, that's always likely to happen when you've got enthusiastic tail-enders coming in, and a situation that is very difficult as regards runs per over. And the other ingredient needed is a very, very good fielding side.
Yes, a little bit of a mixture, sliced away. A very ungainly looking shot from Mark Eilert. Bradley Parker is the man down at third man. I think one or two today that have missed by a whisker. That one's hit the bottom of the middle stump. And no need for Richard Blakey to worry about taking the half volley and getting it back to the stumps. Mark Eilert comfortably out. Quick four. Not really much use to the cause.
Gets rid of the ball very quickly. That's one of the keys to it, and bear in mind this is a fairly small ground as well, so you are struggling a bit if you're trying to take two on a powerful arm. Oh, that's got to be out. That's as plumb as anything you'll ever see. Team's on a hat-trick, but Peter Hartley's not. Peter Such only just able to be identified under the helmet, and from the length of time he stayed.
Well, he just played all around that and was a bit late, playing across to mid-wicket, hit him on the back leg. I don't think there would be much doubt whoever was the umpire there.
Even his mother would have had to give him out, Jeffrey. 207 for 9 now.
Even my mother would have given this out. Right across it though, he doesn't even play straight. Coming down from about wideish fourth slip to mid-wicket. He's late on it, missed it.
That is not what I'd... It's not going to matter anyway, because it's so far behind as regards runs and into the last wicket partnership, but that's perhaps a fitting end to the way things have gone for Essex today. Big appeal, inside edge onto the pad, and a very sensible piece of cricket by the fielder. Turns and throws the stumps down the bowler's end.
I think it just about sums up the Essex innings, actually. Flattered a bit in the early stages. That huge total was such a big pressure on the batsman. In the end, it was very much a collapse. It just disintegrated towards the middle and end of the Essex innings.
.210 all out, and Gooch for years has been the key man. He was run out for 17 in a misunderstanding with Robinson. Robinson made 55 and Nasser Hussain 48. When those two were together, then Essex looked to be in with a chance, and they put on 100 in 158 balls. They were just starting to accelerate and looking quite good. And Nasser Hussain trod on his wicket in pushing off for a single off Robinson's bowling. Darren Robinson was bowled by Hartley for 55. Pritchard came in, batted right through to the end of the innings. Ronnie Irani out for 12. Then Lewis 1 and Rowlands 21. Eilert 4, Such no score. And Cousins no score. 210, and we're only into the 49th over of a total of 60. Bowling figures, Darren Gough, 9 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 46. It's just something about his run-up and delivery at the moment. I know he's changed his run-up. There's just something there that needs working on. Hartley, 10 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 34. Robinson, 2 for 36. I thought bowled pretty well. And so too Craig White, 2 for 24. White and Gough got their reverse swing going towards the end, and then Grayson 12 overs for 58, bowled better than that, and it was a good performance. The state of the game: Yorkshire 307 for 3, Essex 210 all out. Yorkshire won by 97 runs and go through now to the quarterfinals.